Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to Zoho Books Banking webinar. I hope you're able to see us clearly and hear the audio. Today we are talking banking and bank reconciliation. This session is part of our monthly feature webinar series, which has a fantastic reception. Some of you might have joined us before for other webinars earlier this year. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you all in our webinar, Simplify Banking and Reconciliation with Zoho Books. Warm greetings and thanks to everyone for taking the time to join us. I'm Aditya. I'm with the Zoho Books team. I'll quickly run through this platform where we are hosting this webinar and inform you on the basic controls you will find useful. Today's webinar, we are hosting it on Trainer Central. Trainer Central is a platform from Zoho for sharing programs like training programs and building courses. Today, we are using it for this webinar. On the top left of your screen, please look for the following options. It is questions and chats. For any questions related to the topic that you want our product experts to answer, please post them in the questions tab. In case you have any audio or video concerns, you may use the chat section. I will repeat: questions tab for questions regarding the topic and Zoho Books, and chats tab for audio, video, and general feedback. Please note the session is being recorded, so you don't have to worry if you missed anything, 1 or 2 minutes. We'll post the final video on the Zoho Books YouTube channel. It'll be in a few days. At the end of this webinar, we'll have a dedicated Q&A. The webinar will be short, don't worry. And then you'll have your Q&A where our speakers will answer the questions you posted. That said, you can drop your questions in the questions tab, like I said before, anytime. Our team will curate them for the speaker to answer. Today's discussion focuses on banking operations, from connecting bank accounts up until streamlined reconciliation. Our product expert will walk you through practical workflows, common pitfalls, and keeping it all simple for smoother operations. Our product expert, Madhavan Kesavan, will lead today's session, and Ashwin Saktivel, also a Zoho Books product expert, will be moderating the questions and supporting us throughout the session. Now, let's allow Madhavan to take over the webinar. Over to you, Madhavan.
Thank you, Aditya. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session of our Zoho Books webinar series. We will be focusing on one of the most important areas of financial management, the banking module. I am Madhavan, a product expert at Zoho Books, and I'll be walking you through how the banking module can help you simplify, organize, and stay connected with complete control of your business finances. Also, just to say, please feel free to post your queries in the questions tab. And also, if you face any issues with the screen sharing session or with regards to audio or video, please post it in the chat box as Aditya already mentioned. Thank you. We'll head over to the webinar now. So here's what we'll be exploring in today's session: a brief introduction to banking overview, and look at different ways you can manage your bank and credit card accounts inside Zoho Books. From there, I'll show you how to import a bank statement, understand the best match and possible match suggestions, and categorize your transactions. We will also look at how you can automate those repetitive tasks using transaction rules. After that, I'll show you an overview of how bank and credit card reconciliation works in Zoho Books. Then we'll take a quick look at reports on banking, two new features in banking that is available in the early access, and finally, we will recap everything and take up your questions. In any business, managing bank transactions efficiently is essential to maintain accurate financial records. Since a major portion of business transactions happen through banks, keeping track of them manually can lead to errors, delays, and inconsistencies in accounting. Without a proper system in place, it becomes difficult to reconcile accounts, monitor cash flow, or get a real time picture of your finances. This is where the banking module becomes crucial. It ensures that your financial data stays accurate, up to date, and aligned with your actual bank activity, allowing you to make better business decisions with confidence. Now, let's take a moment to see how banking used to be and how far we have come today. Back in the day, banking meant a lot of manual work. You had to record every single transaction, verify ledgers with cash books, and spend hours trying to reconcile everything by hand, which of course increased the chances of errors. And on top of that, most of the bank information was stored in physical records. So even for a small detail, you'd had to visit the bank to go through piles of paperwork. But now, things are made easier in Zoho Books. Bank statements can be imported automatically, and matching or categorizing transactions becomes quick and effortless. Let's head into Zoho Books now. First, we will look at the banking overview where you can see all the added bank or credit card accounts and the cash in hand, which is total amount in the cash accounts, bank balance, total amount in the bank accounts, and the card balance, total amount in the credit card accounts. You will also be able to see the total uncategorized transactions in one view in Zoho Books. Now, you can automatically import your bank statements by connecting your bank through our third-party service providers like Plate and Yodlee. All you need to do is head over to the banking module, click on the Connect Bank or Credit Card option at the top right, choose Connect Now, choose your preferred service provider, and once you click on Proceed, you will be asked to enter your phone number. If not, you can continue as guest. Then you will be asked to select the banking institution you would like to connect in Zoho Books. Then, once you log into your bank, the added bank accounts under it will be displayed, and you can select it from there to connect it in Zoho Books. Once done, all the connected bank accounts will start fetching the feeds automatically into Zoho Books. Now, in case your bank isn't supported for connection via third party service providers, no worries, you still have options. You can manually add your bank or credit card accounts by clicking on Add Account next to Add Bank or Credit Card Account manually, fill in the details here, and add the account. Once done, you can import the statements whenever you need. It's a quick process and only takes a few simple steps. Now, if your bank sends monthly statements to your email, you don't have to download and upload them into Zoho Books every single time. Instead, you can automate the whole process with email auto forwarding. Let me show you how this works. Head to the bank statements option on the top right, and you will be able to see enable now option if you did not enable the feature yet in Zoho Books. As I have already enabled, I am able to see the unique email address given for this particular organization by Zoho Books. I'll just copy this and I'll go to my email provider, that is Zoho Mail, Gmail, or any other service provider you use, and set up a simple auto forwarding rule and ask it to forward the statements which has the bank statements and the attachments to this particular address. I'll also ask the co-trainer to post the help document for it in the chat box for your reference. Now, as you set up the email forwarding, you will be able to see the bank statement here. You can hover onto it, click on Add to Bank, and you can choose the appropriate account in which it has to be imported, and you will be able to import it right away. It's just a smooth and automated flow, and it's also a small setup, but it saves a lot of time, especially if you're handling multiple accounts or monthly statements. Zoho Books also supports PayPal integration, one of the most handy features if you regularly receive payments through PayPal. Instead of manually tracking or importing transactions, you can simply connect your PayPal account and let Zoho Books handle the rest. All you need to do is click on Add Bank or Credit Card on the top right, click on PayPal, and choose the bank account or the credit card which is linked to your PayPal account, and you will be redirected to the PayPal website. Once you enter the details, you're good to go. Now, let's just see what makes PayPal direct feeds really useful. Every PayPal payments and refunds flow straight into Zoho Books without any manual work. You always have the most up to date view of your PayPal balance and activity, and also matching PayPal transactions with invoices or expenses becomes quick and error free. Overall, if PayPal is a part of your business, this integration saves time, reduces mistakes, and keeps your accounts cleaner and more organized. Now, let's walk through how importing a bank statement works in Zoho Books, and also a quick note on different column formats your bank might use. I'll start by heading over to the banking module. Click on the bank account in which I'm going to import the statements, gear icon, import statement, upload my file, and once done, I'll be asked to choose the amount column type. Some banks provide a double column format where deposits and withdrawals appear in two separate columns. Others use a single column format with negative values, meaning positive amounts represent deposits and negative amounts represent withdrawals. And some banks give you a single column format without negative values but include a separate field indicating whether the transaction is a credit or a debit. Whichever format your bank uses, you just need to map the relevant column once. Once done, you will be able to map the fields in your import file with the fields available in Zoho Books. Once done, you'll click on Next and you'll be able to view the import summary. The import summary will show you the statement lines that are ready to be imported, statement lines that contains errors, and the unmapped fields in your import file. Once you verify all that, you will be able to import this, and all the imported transactions will appear under uncategorized transactions. It will be ready for us to start reviewing, matching, or categorizing as needed. Now, before we dive deeper, let's quickly understand the difference between matching and categorizing. Matching simply means linking a bank feed to a transaction that already exists in Zoho Books. Categorizing, on the other hand, is used when that transaction doesn't exist. So, Zoho Books created for you based on the category you choose. Now, when you click on the uncategorized transaction, Zoho Books will display a list of possible matches. These are transactions that have already been recorded in your account. If there's a transaction with the same amount and date, it will appear as the best match, making it easy for you to confirm and link it instantly. Also, if a particular transaction doesn't exist in Zoho Books, no problem. You can simply categorize it, and Zoho Books will automatically create the transaction for you. Now, everything we just saw works great when you are dealing with individual transactions. But in reality, most businesses don't get just one or two statements. You often have multiple uncategorized transactions coming in at once. Let's say you have received several customer payments in your bank on the same day. Maybe three or four invoices were paid together, and they all appear as individual payments inside Zoho Books. But on your bank statement, they show up as a single consolidated deposit. On contrary, imagine you have created a single transaction in Zoho Books, say a consolidated vendor payment. But on your bank statement, this payment appears as two or three smaller withdrawals. In cases like this, you don't have to match each one individually or worry about how to combine them manually. Zoho Books gives you an option named Multi-Select and Match to select multiple uncategorized transactions at once and match it with one or two transactions you have in Zoho Books. Again, if you do not have a transaction created in Zoho Books, no problem, you can categorize it manually here. This makes handling split payments or consolidated entries a lot more seamless. Now that we understand how to categorize or match transactions efficiently, we will move to the next topic, which is transaction rules. Let's take a business example in order to know about transaction rules. Say, David frequently travels for work, booking flights, staying at hotels, using cabs for local travel. All these expenses show up in his bank feed with descriptions like airline, cab, or hotel. Instead of categorizing each one manually, David can create a transaction rule in Zoho Books. He can set a condition where any transaction containing those keywords will be recognized or automatically categorized under travel expense. Once the rule is in place, Zoho Books will instantly recognize or categorize all similar transactions, saving David the effort of doing it one by one every time he travels. David will have two actions: recognize transactions and categorize transactions. Recognize transactions is the option that simply identifies the transactions that match your rule and lists them under the Recognize Transactions tab, so you can review and categorize them manually later. Categorize transactions, this one goes a step further. It automatically categorizes the transactions for you whenever they meet the rule conditions, saving you both time and effort. Now, we will just see how to create transaction rules in Zoho Books. I'll head to banking, choose the bank account, click on the gear icon, manage transaction rules, click on new rule, enter the rule name, and choose apply to deposits or withdrawals. Choose the category you want to, and then you will be asked to select recognize transactions or categorize transactions as already discussed. Now that we have matched or categorized our transactions, the next step is reconciliation. And this is where everything in Zoho Books aligns perfectly with what's on your actual bank statement. Once you're ready to reconcile an account, we will go to Zoho Books. Again, banking module, click on the bank account, click on the gear icon, reconcile account. Once that is done, you will be able to initiate a reconciliation here. You will be asked to enter a start date and an end date and also the closing balance for the reconciliation here. Once that is done, you will be able to see all the transactions in the reconciliation page within the period. You will be able to select the transactions here and you will be able to see the cleared amount changing as you select the transactions and the difference being posted according to it. If the difference shows 0, that means everything matches and you can go ahead and finalize the reconciliation. If there's any difference, you will know something needs attention. Maybe a missing entry, a duplicate, or a transaction recorded with the wrong amount. In that case, you just review the list, compare it with your bank statement, and make corrections before proceeding. This ensures your book stays clean, accurate, and audit ready at all times. One of the biggest advantages of matching and categorizing your bank feeds in Zoho Books before you start reconciling is that the system does a lot of heavy lifting for you. When you choose your reconciliation date range, Zoho Books will automatically select all the transactions that fall within that period. No manual picking or comparing needed. Since the transactions are already matched or categorized, you won't have to go back and forth between Zoho Books and your bank statement for those entries. Once you complete the reconciliation, Zoho Books logs those transactions to maintain accuracy. That means you won't be able to delete them and even editing the options that affect the reconciliation like amount, date, location, etc. If you ever need to make changes, you will first have to undo the reconciliation and then you will be able to update the transactions and again reconcile them. Now, let's talk about one of the most helpful reports inside Zoho Books, that is the reconciliation status report. This report gives you a complete snapshot of all the bank and credit card accounts you have added into Zoho Books. It highlights key informations like which transactions have been matched or unmatched, which ones exist only in Zoho Books without a matching bank feed, and even the bank feeds that haven't been linked to any transactions yet. And the best part, you can filter everything by date range and also by the account. This report can be generated for a 93-day range and it gives you a clear picture of both reconciled and unreconciled transactions. If you ever want to double check what's been cleared and what still needs attention, this is the perfect place to look. And of course, you can always export the report if you need it for documentation, audit purposes, or just for your own reference. Now, let's move into another useful report, that is account transaction report. If you ever need to view all transactions for a specific account, maybe a particular bank account, this report makes it really simple. You can filter it by date, report basis, that is accrual or cash, or even filter it by transaction type, account, contact name, projects, and many more. So, whenever you want a clear, filtered view of everything recorded under a specific account, this is the report you will turn into. As already mentioned, you can always export the report from Zoho Books. Now that we have explored the key reports available in the banking module and seen how they help you track reconciliation status and drill down into account level activity, let's shift gears and look at a couple of powerful new features that can really streamline your day-to-day banking workflow. These are features many of our users have been eagerly waiting for, and they are designed to save time, reduce manual work, and make the entire banking process even smoother inside Zoho Books. Let's take a look at them one by one. The first one we will look into is deposit slips. This feature has been the most awaited one by our users and it is live for you in early access. Let's take an example in order to help you understand this feature. Say, Zilker is running a small retail store who collects cash payments throughout the week. Instead of visiting the bank every single day, they accumulate the cash and deposit once at the end of the week. When you go to bank, you hand over one consolidated deposit slip. Once the bank processes this, your bank statement will show one single deposit amount, not the individual cash payments you received over the week. This is where recording a deposit slip in Zoho Book becomes extremely useful. Now, let's take a quick look at how you can record deposit slips inside Zoho Books. You can simply go to banking, click on the undeposited funds or any cash account that you use, click on record deposit, and once you choose the to account where you will be depositing the cash at the end of the week, you will be able to see the transactions if you have recorded any. Once you save, the deposit will be saved here as deposit. Then, once you receive the amount in the bank feed, you will be able to go to the bank account Uncategorized Transactions tab, click on the deposit feed, and you will be able to see the deposit as the best match. This way, you don't have to worry about matching multiple small payments with one large deposit from your bank. Zoho Books takes care of that for you. Now, let's move into the next new feature that we have for you, that is the quick categorize. When you are dealing with large volume of uncategorized transactions, going through each one manually can feel well a bit overwhelming. And that's exactly why the quick categorize feature in Zoho Books is such a game changer. A couple of things to keep in mind. All the deposits you categorize here will be marked as deposit from other accounts, and all the withdrawals will be categorized as expenses. With quick categorize, you will get all your uncategorized transactions in one consolidated view, making it much easier to review and categorize them in bulk. Now, we will take a look on how to use quick categorize feature in Zoho Books. As usual, you'll go into banking module, click on the bank account, click on quick categorize, where you will get all the uncategorized transactions in one view. To make things even smoother, we have brought in a filter icon here, which will filter it by deposits or withdrawals, group by payee or date, or you can even filter it by date range, and you can hide the recognized transactions which were recognized using the transaction rules we already created. And here is the best part. Zoho Books gives you a few handy tools to speed things up. Once you choose a, a account in the first row, you can copy the first row and paste it in the next row. Also, you will be able to merge two rows as one and categorize them as one. You can also undo them. Now, if you are someone who loves using keyboard shortcuts, or if you have worked with legacy accounting systems before, you'll feel right at home here. Zoho Books already supports a wide range of shortcuts for navigating around the product. And we have extended those similar shortcuts to the quick categorize feature as well. So you don't have to learn or unlearn anything new. The common shortcuts you're used to will work here too. You can click on the keyboard shortcuts icon on the top right, and you will be able to see the shortcuts that can be used in the quick categorize feature. All right, before we wrap up, let's take a quick moment to recap everything we covered today in the banking module of Zoho Books. We started by looking at how you can connect or manually add your bank and credit card accounts, and we also saw how you can bring in your PayPal feeds. From there, we walked through how to import your statements manually when needed. We then explored how to efficiently match or categorize your transactions, followed by a closer look at transaction rules, your best friend when it comes to automating repetitive work. After that, we moved into reconciliation, how to make sure everything in Zoho Books aligns perfectly with your bank records. And we also looked at two important reports, the reconciliation status report and the account transaction reports, both of which give you deep visibility into your banking activity. And finally, we introduced the two game changing additions to the banking module, deposit slips and quick categorize, which help you manage and organize large volume of transactions with ease. So that's a complete overview of everything we discussed today in the banking module. Banking module in Zoho Books can simplify and streamline your day-to-day financial operations. We appreciate you taking the time to be here, and we hope you found the walkthrough helpful and insightful. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Our team is right here and ready to help. Thank you once again for spending your time with us today. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming webinars. Have a wonderful day and happy bookkeeping. Yeah, now I'll project some of your questions and answer you all live. Yeah, so Eric has asked that can the reconciliation status report be used to manage other non-bank balance sheet accounts also? Uh, no, only the bank accounts and the credit card accounts can be used to see in the reconciliation status report, and the other accounts can be viewed only in the account transactions report. You will be able to see a detailed summary of all the transactions of that account in the account transactions report. Another interesting question from Sangeeta. Bank reconciliation is generally a reconciliation between bank books entered in ERP or accounting system and the statement from the bank. Here we are syncing the bank statement direct to Zoho. Therefore, what exactly are we reconciling here? So, yes, you're syncing the bank account with Zoho Books, and it is going to be very easy for you to reconcile your accounts in Zoho Books. However, it is just done in order to check if all the transactions that you have recorded in Zoho Books aligns with your bank statement and the bank transactions available in real time. That is why we are reconciling it again in Zoho Books, even though we have automatic syncing of bank feeds. Timba has asked, how do I update or uncategorize a transaction? You can go to the banking module, click on the bank account, click on all transactions. You'll have a drop down there, and you can click on categorize transactions. And from there, if you click on any categorized transaction, you will be able to see uncategorized option there. Santana has asked for file type. I presume that you are referring to the file types that can be used to import statements into Zoho Books. As of now, we support CSV, XLS, and TSV type files to import into Zoho Books. Also, many of you have asked about the PDF import into Zoho Books. If your bank does not support or give you the statements in any other format other than PDFs, you need not have to worry. You can contact our team via email. The email is support.usa@zohobooks.com, and our team will be able to help you out with that. If there are any questions that are unanswered, do not worry. You can contact us via email or chat or call anytime between 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday to Friday, and our team will be more than happy to help you with that. Thank you all for joining.
Uh, Thank you, Madhavan. So, thank you all for your participation and staying until the end. Hope you found the session insightful. In case you joined a bit delayed or missed any part, don't worry. We'll soon upload the video recording on the Zoho Books YouTube channel. Just search for Zoho Books on YouTube and you'll find our channel. If we have missed any of your questions, like Madhavan said, be assured they'll be addressed through our support team. Thanks again and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.